Welcome, everyone. Glad you could join us here tonight for our ACE Mentor Program Scholarship event. Now, this was previously known as our Industry Leaders Reception, but this is our second year, unfortunately, that it's been a Zoom reception. So we hope to return to having an in-person reception next year. I want to be sure that you all checked your email. Within the last hour, you should have received an event program with more information on our sponsors and mentors and students. And if you get that and print it out, then you won't have to take notes during the event tonight. So with that, ACE, for those of you new to the program, is a national organization with a mission to engage and excite high school students to careers in architecture, construction, and building engineering. Now, our local ACE program started in 2001. Our first set of students graduated in 2002. So we estimate that now we've had over 3,000 students go through our program. And the exciting news is that tonight we're going to give away $120,000 in scholarships for some of the students from this year's program. That brings our grand total for scholarships since the beginning of the program to $984,000. Now we're looking forward to, yeah, let's do that. So we're looking forward to a big 20-year celebration next year and going over our $1 million mark in scholarships. The executive committee of our local affiliate provides leadership to literally an army of volunteer professionals. Rob Widmeyer has been president for the last 6 years, as the ACE Mentor program here has set new records, many new records for scholarships and students and mentors. Now, Sarah and Pete have two of the most important responsibilities. Sarah leads student recruitment and Pete leads mentor recruitment. Without the students and the mentors, we have nothing. And so their efforts are very, very important. Now, Bill is a CPA and keeps track of our funds, our money. And Angela, as our only staff person, she's the one that really keeps all of these people going in the right direction. And she's been doing this for, I forget now how many years, has been doing a great job. And I look at this executive committee and every one of them does it because of their commitment to the students and watching what these students are able to accomplish. And now for the rest of the board of directors. I'd like to thank all of these individuals. I'm not going to read that. You can see the names right there. Many of these people have actually served for multiple years, some of them from the very beginning of our program. Now, we'd also like to recognize our industry sponsors. Because of the generosity of these firms, we can put on a program like ACE right here and give away $120,000 in scholarships. Let's recognize these firms now. The first and highest level of sponsorship is the platinum level. These firms all made a $10,000 donation. This year there's 4 of them, and we invited each of these 4 firms to submit a short video for you. Our first platinum sponsor is Magnuson Klemenzik Associates.
Hi, my name is Shelley Clark, and I'm a structural engineer at Magnuson Klemenzik Associates, otherwise known as MKA. And this is MKA's 20th year working with ACE to help inspire high school students to take a career path leading to the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. This past year has been unlike any other, and MKA is very excited to once again sponsor and partner with ACE for 2021. The theme of engage, incite, enlighten really sums up what it means to be working in the AEC industry. I can tell you that from my experience, working in architecture, engineering, and construction is a team sport, and it takes participation from a whole lot of different people to make a project a success. There's nothing more satisfying and exciting than looking at a project that you worked on and seeing it in person and being able to say, hey, I designed that, or hey, I helped build that. ACE is a unique opportunity for high school students to experience hands-on the professional opportunities that could await them in architecture, engineering, and construction. I wish I could have had access to such a program. I'd also like to thank the mentors from MKA this year, as well as the 180 other mentors from local firms. These mentors helped over 160 students on 11 teams work on projects which they presented earlier this month. And yes, there were more mentors than students, which is incredible. MKA would also like to give a huge congratulations to the 19 area seniors who received $120,000 in scholarships through ACE this year. We hope you all have a great summer and hope to see you in the fall for another great year of ACE.
Our second platinum sponsor is Hoffman Construction Company. And our third platinum sponsor is Cornerstone General Contractors.
Hi, my name is Max Anderson. I'm the senior estimator at Cornerstone General Contractors. Cornerstone is a mid-sized commercial contractor based out of Bothell, Washington, and we focus on K-12 construction projects. My first introduction to Cornerstone was through a summer internship program while I was earning my degree at the University of Washington. Before I knew anything about Cornerstone or what I wanted to focus on in college, I had a very limited understanding and overall awareness of commercial construction as a whole. It wasn't until I toured my first large-scale commercial construction project that really piqued my interest in construction. Over the course of my career, I was inspired to develop an internship program at Cornerstone that focused on the development of students planning a career in construction, with a heavy emphasis on mentorship and training. Cornerstone and ACE share a lot of core values in that regard, so in addition to becoming ACE sponsors, we're also very excited to give back and invest in other students that share the same excitement towards the fields of architecture, construction, and engineering.
And our final platinum sponsor is Hargis Mechanical Engineers. Now, I also want to say a special thank you to Hargis because they are our only sustaining platinum sponsor, which means they have already made a commitment to donate at the $10,000 level, not only this year, but for the next 2 years, for 3 years total. So thank you to Hargis.
The beauty of ACE is, the student has available all these different resources and all these different industry professionals where they can really start going in a direction that piques their interest.
They're really in tune with sustainability. It's top of their mind. They seem very passionate and interested about it.
The students get a lot of opportunities from ACE. Not only do they learn about the industry, but that experience opens them up to possibilities for scholarships within ACE. It also puts them first in line for some of the internships.
I've been involved in ACE ever since I graduated college. I would recommend that if you're interested in pursuing ACE, that it's something you should consider. I think you'll find out that once you begin really connecting with students and understanding that as an industry professional, you can build the next generation of students and you can set them up for success. I think you'll find a lot of fulfillment in that.
We know how valuable and important the learning experience is and that how important it is to have mentors who help support that process. And the reason that we're here is because of how much we believe in that process. Because for each one of us, there was somebody who helped us. And we remember that when we look back, and we want to be able to pay that forward.
We also have 9 gold sponsors this year, all giving at the $5,000 level. So a thank you to these firms. And you'll also see there's some asterisks there. Those are sustaining firms that have, they're doing multi-year commitments for ACE. And we also, you see OAC there, a special thanks tonight for OAC for providing the technical services for our event tonight, which is a lot of work. So thank you, OAC, and thank you to all of these gold sponsors. We have 13 silver sponsors giving at the $2,500 level. Once again, you'll see the sustaining firms with the multi-year commitments with asterisks. Thank you to all of these firms. And we have 14 bronze sponsors this year giving at the $1,000 level. And again, the sustainers are indicated with asterisks. So thank you to all of these firms. And lastly, we want to recognize our other professional organizations that have joined with us. I've been in a lot of organizations where we're doing events and there'll be partnering organizations that simply lend their name or advertising. Well, every one of these partnering organizations not only helped us to promote ACE, they also provided financial support to ACE. So that is really great. And every dollar of their donations goes straight to scholarship. There's no allocation for overhead or anything like that. So we have a couple of sustainers in this category too. So now I'd like to pass it on to Pete, and he will recognize this year's mentors and mentor leaders. Pete?
Well, thanks, John. You know, I get the honor of being able to recognize some very important people who help ACE operate. First thing we want to do is we're going to recognize mentors and 2 important groups that help make our operation perform and make today's program work. So this year, as you might have guessed, is unlike any other program we've ever had. So we not only had to go virtual, but we had a record number of students and mentors combined to make the program work. This year we had 160 students from 57 different area high schools finish the program, along with 180 mentors from 63 local A, E, and C firms. So if you're doing the math, that's more than 1 mentor per student, which is a record. Together, they were divided into 11 different teams that met 20 times virtually for most of the school year. So we tended to call our teams the Eastside teams, Seattle teams, and Tacoma teams, but really, because they were meeting virtually, they could be from anywhere in the geographic region. Because they didn't have to travel physically to a group, they could meet virtually on Zoom. So as you can see from this map, blue stars represent the cities and the high schools that these students are participating from. And before I jump over to the mentor teams, I do want to recognize 2 important groups of people this year. First group I want to recognize are a group of individuals who piloted our diversity and inclusion initiative. With issues as they are in the country today, we recognize that we needed to strengthen our program and ensure that equity and encourage marginalized and minority students to sign up for the ACE program and give them the opportunity. We had many strategies, including targeting underserved schools, assigning student personal advocates, and partnering with local community-centered organizations. In total, we had more than 20 individuals signed up to participate in our initiative. We had great success and see room for much more improvement. And we look forward to using the lessons learned we had this year to improve the program for next year. Important to be sure that our community knows that this is a priority for ACE, and we are doing what we can to improve diversity in our program in the industry. So thank you to all of you, the individuals here who were eager to sign up and get engaged and start making a difference. I also want to give a very special thanks to Mahi Demisi. So Mahi's on the board of directors, and she's been championing our diversity initiative from the start. So Mahi, you definitely got the ball rolling and gave it a really huge shove this year. Thank you again. Now, in case you're not aware of how ACE works, students and mentors are formed on, we're formed on 11 different teams together, working this year to learn every corner of the building and design industry that they could. They were responding to a mock RFP this year that our ACE leaders were provided. This year, we decided to make the experience a little more real, and we partnered with the SENECA Group, a local owners representative firm. SENECA Group took the lead by writing the RFP, visiting with teams, meeting with them, answering questions, and even serving on the panelists on the final presentations, which were all recorded and on our YouTube page. This year's project was a STEAM Education and Technology Center located in either one of the regions where teams would have physically met, in Bellevue, Tacoma, or Seattle at the Seattle Center. See a bit more about what the students came up with a little later. So 9 professionals from the SENECA Group got involved this year. I think it was incredible success. They added the experience to give the ACE students what was really valuable. Thank you all to all of you on the SENECA Group. I'd like to keep doing this next year and see if we can improve the process a little bit. I'd especially like to recognize Avra Platis and Matt White. They led the SENECA Group on their work to develop the RFP, and your work is very appreciated. Throughout my portion tonight, we have a few mentors who have prepared some words to share. And the first video I want to share with you are some words by Avra and Matt talking about their experience this year.
Hi everyone, my name is Aurora Kreyche. I'm a development manager with the SENECA Group.
And I'm Matt White with SENECA Group.
This has really been an inspiring ACE year. This is the first year that ACE implemented the owner's rep role.
We really enjoyed putting it together. It started with the RFP, and we feel like the students really responded to us throughout the year and really ran with the instructions that we gave them. And it was really exciting to see.
Yeah, I think personally and everyone else at SENECA who sat in on the check-in presentations throughout the year, we're really impressed not only by the presentations themselves, but by the level of effort put in by all the students, whether it be the design or the structural systems that were learned or the MEP systems and the construction teams. We were always amazed by the progress that the students had made throughout the year.
And the check-in presentations that we did with the team were really impressive. The level of quality, professionalism, and time that the students put in was really impressive.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing to see what the students have been able to accomplish virtually in an industry that's typically so collaborative based. It's been very inspiring.
And congratulations to the scholarship recipients. We were constantly impressed by everything that you did, well deserved, and we hope you had a great year doing it.
Yep, congratulations and best of luck on your future endeavors.
Thank you again, Avra and Matt in the SENECA Group. Having written one of those RFPs before, actually multiple RFPs before, I know it's a lot of hard work and we appreciate your efforts. And now I'm excited to share the meat of our portion of our event here for recognition of mentors. This is just a small snapshot into our 11 ACE teams. We've collected photos from the mentors and the student projects in hopes that you can get a feel for the amount of time and effort and dedication that these ACE teams and these professionals have put into this program. So we're so grateful to welcome them. And the first team I want to recognize is the Tuesday Eastside team, which is led by Ethel Verall of OAC Services. I think it's very important to note that I would especially want to recognize Ethel here because she took over a team and led a team that was originally led by somebody else who wasn't able to continue on with the team due to personal issues. When we had to ask for a volunteer to step up, Ethel did, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for stepping up, Ethel. Here's a snapshot of the Eastside Tuesday project. They told us that their project was a flexible exploration space designed to prompt connection between students and the active learning about sustainability. Great job, Eastside Tuesday. Next up, we have the Wednesday Eastside team, which is led by Steve Larson from Mortensen and Mark Kinsman, who was formerly from Mortensen, but now transitioned to a large tech company on the East Side, which shall not be named. Mark, you've been a big part of ACE for a long time. Appreciate everything you've done, and we will definitely miss you, Mark. Our project was especially fun. They've designed their building to reflect an atom, circular in nature, with a central courtyard acted as its nucleus. Very creative work. Next up, we have Wednesday Tacoma team, which was led by Bethany Brown from Fuentes Fige. We're growing our program in Tacoma and greatly appreciate all that you do, Bethany. Your dedication to the South End team is much appreciated. So Bethany tells us that her team turned the challenges of a tricky Tacoma project site into the inspiration by presenting their design for a STEM technology building that maximized the building square footage by having its triangular floor plate stepped into the hillside. Now I'd like to go back to Seattle and recognize Seattle's Tuesday team too. You'll note that the teams are numbered in Seattle because we have so many of them. So team 2 was led by the dynamic duo of Kyle Kaiser from LMN Architects and John Robinson of Skanska. The LMN Skanska group has been leading teams for a number of years now and is now a well-oiled machine. They always have a fantastic year. Their project was a STEAM lab exploration space surrounded by inspirations from the Seattle's past and present, and dedicated to providing progressive co-working environments for youth and diverse interests. Mouthful. I'd like to go back now to the Tuesday Team 1 from Seattle, led by Eric Lothfuss of KPFF and Leah Muir of ZGF. It was such a great leadership, and again, on their team, they have been leading teams for a number of years now and have it really dialed in. The Tuesday Team 1 held the record for this year for retention on the most every student assigned to the team throughout the entire project and finished the year. Great job, guys. The project was inspired by the double helix in DNA. If you can see, throughout creativity went into it. I've actually invited one of the mentors to say a couple of words. Andrew Chico, was an ACE scholarship winner several years back and is now working for Selin Construction. This is his first year mentoring. Let's see what Andrew has to say about his experiences.
Hey everyone, my name is Andrew. I'm a ACE mentor for the Tuesday construction team this year. First of all, congrats to all of the seniors. Really amazing job, and especially with the scholarships. We're really proud of you and all you've accomplished, especially during this year. Definitely missed all the pizza parties and activities we're usually doing in person, but seeing you guys go through it and be able to put together a quality presentation in the end, I mean, it's incredible to see. I was an ACE student 4 years ago throughout my high school career, and being able to come back as a mentor this year, it's incredible to see, especially how the program has just progressed and how you guys just keep getting better and better every single year. It's really cool to see. So congratulations. You guys have really set yourselves up for success in college. We look forward to seeing what you do, and I'm sure we'll see you out here in the industry someday.
So Andrew was a scholarship winner a number of years back. It's important to note. And maybe this upcoming year, Andrew, we can get back to those pizza parties. Next up, we have the Wednesday Team 1, which is led by Kayla Verbitsky of GLO. Kayla's been leading teams for a couple of years now, and it seemed like her and her cohorts from GGLO have it down to a science. GGLO is another one of those firms who had 11 mentors involved. Thank you, GGLO team. A bit about Kayla's team's project. Their STEAM lab featured architecturally bold concrete ribbon on top of the building on the exterior. And I, for one, am really impressed with their hand drawings that they came up with here. Next up, we have Casey Rifke of Miller Hall, who led Wednesday Team 2. Casey holds the record for the longest serving mentor, this year being his 14th year as a mentor with the ACE program. And I can tell you he's led most of those years. Thank you, Casey. Here's a glimpse of Casey's team's project. I really liked the title, Full Steam Ahead. Next up, we have David Roper and Blake Henderson of Hargis Mechanical Engineers, who were the leaders of Wednesday Team 3. It tells us this project, and the project intention was to maximize learning opportunities at the Seattle Center while minimizing impacts to the environment. I like it. Way to go to Wednesday Team 3. Next up, we have Dan Schwab of Methuen, another one of our long-term mentors, who's been mentoring for over 9 years now. And he was the leader of Thursday Team 1. So Dan's project used bamboo as its main design inspiration, creating a premier high school dedicated to advancing knowledge and passion in sustainability. You can see how that worked into their design. I was able to participate as a judge on the night of their presentation. I was blown away again by the level of detail these students achieve. Absolutely incredible. Our Thursday Team 2 was led by Amber Fulgham of Gensler. Gensler is the last of our firms to have 11 mentors involved with ACE. Thank you again for your continued support and to the other mentors on the team. Their project was titled Grassroots, which was designed to help inspire students discover new ways of thinking and creating memories through education. Our Tuesday Team 3 was led by Eugenio Trevades, formerly from Integris Architecture, which provided both architects and structural engineers for its team this year. In fact, there was a three-way tie for the firms with the most mentors this year. Integris was one of them with, again, 11 mentors participating. Eugenio stepped up this year when ACE really needed somebody, an additional team leader. We started the year and needed to add a team, and we had to ask for volunteers to lead, and Eugenio stepped up. Thanks, Eugenio. We finished the year strong with a sharp cohort of students and this impressive Seattle Center design that features solar panels and lots of outdoor learning spaces. We invited Paul from Skanska to say a few words about his experience this year while working on this team.
Hi, this is Paul from Seattle Tuesday Team 3. In years past, we had a bunch of hands-on activities at the start of ACE so students could really grasp what scope they'd be getting into for the design portion of the process. With COVID, these field introductions and activities were done entirely virtually, which dampened the ability for students to experience design concepts and construction concepts, and it also made asking questions kind of hard. Our team was incredibly proud of how easily our students picked up everything entirely virtually on top of all the online schooling they were doing throughout the year. Like, I can't imagine having that level of focus. Being next to the Space Needle, the design, engineering, and constructions teams did an awesome job of understanding that our client extended beyond our project's boundaries. This showed in the incorporation of pedestrian and traffic flow, designing in user safety while keeping the design super open, and planning on minimizing construction impacts for all those people looking down on us from the Space Needle. Congrats to all of Tuesday Team 3 and the Green Project. We hope to see you all next year in person for the full ACE experience.
Nice work, Paul. Thank you for those words. And one last thing I'd like to share before we turn it over to the main event tonight. Every year, ACE National holds an Outstanding Mentor of the Year competition, where they invite each of the 77 affiliates to nominate just one mentor as the Outstanding Mentor of the Year. only select 5 or 6 mentors. And as you can imagine, we don't always win the national award for Outstanding Mentor of the Year. But I would like to realize that we need to recognize our people in-house a little bit better. And so this year we stepped up and decided to create our own Mentor of the Year award. And this year, we would like to award our Mentor of the Year to Amber Fulgham. Amber, congratulations. It was a difficult decision, but we're confident that we picked the right person this year. The reason why you were nominated and the reason why you were selected for your Outstanding Mentor of the Year award, you recruited so many mentors from Gensler, you participated in our diversity initiative, and you led our virtual learning technology group in trying to help share your experiences with other mentors to try and make our teams operate a little bit better. We had a couple quotes from people on our team. One of the Gensler mentors wrote that she was the glue that keeps us all together. Her guidance and leadership is not just admirable, but it's modeled, and it's what makes it's what it means to be a great mentor. And she had one of her students write, Amber inspires me as a woman in architecture and displays confidence, directions for goals and ideals, and compassion. She is my role model. Congratulations, Amber. All of our affiliates are with you, and we will be contacting you soon with a small gift of our recognition. And that's it for my portion of the presentation. I'd like to turn it over to Sarah now for the main events.
All right, well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Giving Out the Money. That is the next part, and then we get to also meet the students. I am Sarah Roberts. I'm with KPFF, and I get the wonderful opportunity to head up the ACE Scholarship Committee. I'd like to briefly recognize the committee and say thank you to these individuals who carefully go through each application, each essay, and each recommendation letter so we can thoughtfully evaluate each candidate and ultimately decide who will receive awards. The committee has members from local architectural, engineering, and construction firms, and I'm grateful to all of them for their time and energy. This year, we had 28 applicants with combined application materials of almost 350 pages, well, or 335, depending on how you count some of those pages. It is both a fun and a hard task reviewing all the submitted materials. There were some common themes in the applicants. Students work hard, extremely hard. They're involved in lots of sports and/or activities. They each excel academically, and basically, the students, you all are amazing. Tonight, we'll be awarding 19 scholarships totaling $120,000, as you've heard before. This is a record in the number of students who will be receiving awards, the amount being awarded overall, and the funds that were donated by our community. I wish we were all together in person like we've done in the past, but we're still happy to congratulate this year's students virtually. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about each student, and then we get to hear from them directly, well, sort of directly in a pre-recorded video. So let's get started. Our first student tonight is Ritika from Newport High School. Her mentors describe her as a leader within her group. She has chosen to study architecture and has already taken summer classes in architecture at the University of Washington and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. She is receiving a $5,000 award tonight from ACE, and she will be studying architecture at Cal Poly.
Hi there, my name is Ritika Chobhe, and I just recently graduated from Newport High School and just finished my second year with the ACE Mentor Program. I just wanted to say thank you so much to not only ACE, but also the sponsors of the ACE Scholarship. I'm so grateful to have been chosen to receive this scholarship, and I just want to say another thank you to the ACE Mentor Program. I would not have chosen my career in architecture if it wasn't for ACE. I chose to attend Cal Poly University in San Luis Obispo, California to study architecture because of the ACE Mentor Program. I gained so much knowledge that I didn't have before and wouldn't have had if it wasn't for the ACE Mentor Program. Being able to work with architects who were in the field by drawing sketches and working with programs like Bluebeam was such a great opportunity, and I'm so thankful for the experience and to have had the opportunity to participate in activities like this. Without a degree and without a prior education in architecture, it's really such a unique and awesome opportunity. So thank you guys so much for an amazing 2 years. I'm so thankful.
Our second student tonight is Aurora Kreyche from Holy Names High School. One of the many things we appreciated about Aurora was the thoughtful reflection in her essays about some of the challenges she has worked to overcome, and to still participate in all the activities that she's done for years, like dance and orchestra. Aurora is very clearly a smart and motivated individual and has a great path in front of her. She too already feels strongly about architecture and has taken at least one course with Columbia University. Aurora is receiving a $5,000 ACE scholarship tonight and will be studying architecture in the fall.
Hi, my name is Aurora Kreyche, and I just graduated from Holy Names Academy in Seattle. I've lived in Seattle my entire life, and next year I will be attending Connecticut College as an architectural studies major. I first got interested in architecture when I was younger. I've always been a fan of art, and I also have really enjoyed science all throughout school, and so I was interested to find a career path that incorporated both of them. And I started studying architecture when I did a summer program through Columbia University last year, and I really enjoyed that, learning about the introduction to architectural design and theory and doing a studio class. So I learned about the ACE program through a friend I have who has done it for a couple of years, and I signed up to do it this fall. And I would say that overall it was an amazing experience. Even though we were doing it online, I felt like I could really see the community grow together throughout the year. And by the end, I was really proud of the building that we designed and created. And it was really cool to watch the end of year presentation and see how all of that came together. So overall, I'm super excited for next year, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to study architecture in college, and I'm really honored to receive this scholarship. Thank you so much.
Our third student is CK, who is graduating from Highline Big Picture High School in Burien. That is not a high school that I or any of the committee had heard of before, so we had to look up and learn about what it is. And interestingly enough, that's actually the same process that CK did when figuring out where to go to high school. CK started high school at a traditional school, then, as I mentioned, took the initiative to learn about the program at Big Picture High School, where students do interest-based learning with things like mentorships, and ultimately decided to transfer and ended up getting to do an internship with Vassetti Architects. Quite clearly, there is drive, there's motivation, and academic curiosity here with CK. CK is receiving a $5,000 ACE award and also plans to study architecture at University of Washington.
Hi, my name is CK Viacrucis, and I'm a recent graduate from Highline Big Picture High School. I was always interested in art and STEM, so architecture was recommended to me by my parents and teachers. In my sophomore year, I wanted to explore the field myself and transferred to Big Picture, where I had the opportunity to intern with Vassetti Architects and joined the ACE Mentor program. In these past few years, I've learned a lot and experienced a lot. In the fall, I'll be going to the University of Washington and will work towards getting a bachelor's in architecture and then a master's in architecture to become a licensed professional. This scholarship means I'll be less stressed and able to focus on learning. It also makes me feel supported, giving me the motivation to work harder. I love the art and thinking that goes into making smart and beautiful spaces. I'm also excited to create a positive impact on the built environment through sustainability. I want to give a huge thanks to all the sponsors who are helping me achieve my goals. Thank you so much.
As we move on to the first student, I want to just acknowledge really quickly that seeing these videos is the first time any of us scholarship committee people are getting to meet or interact with the students or learn about them personally. So this is really fun for us actually to see the videos. The fourth student, as you see on the screen, is Nathan from O'Day High School. He is one of two students who participated all 4 years in ACE, which is quite a commitment. He carried a heavy load of extracurricular activities while still excelling at school, But what also stood out in his application was his thoughtful commentary on what each activity meant to him. Tonight, Nathan is receiving $5,000 as a total award from Northwest Chapter of the Design Build Institute of America, and Nathan plans to study mechanical engineering at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Pittiglio and I'm a recent graduate of O'Day High School in Seattle, and I'm looking forward to studying mechanical engineering next year at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo. First things first, I would like to give a huge thank you to all of my mentors throughout my 4 years of ACE, especially my mentors Eric Loftus, whose team I was a part of for 3 out of my 4 years at ACE, and Leah Meir, whose team I was a part of for the past 2 years, and who seamlessly transitioned our Tuesday Team 3 into an online environment during the uncertain stages of the early 2020 chaos. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to all of the companies involved with making my ACE career an enjoyable one, including but not limited to KPFF, ZGF, GGN, Design West, and Methuen. Throughout my 4 years of ACE and my time spent in both the structural and electrical disciplines of engineering, I've discovered a passion for the field of engineering as a whole, and ACE has truly allowed me to explore a world I would have otherwise not been able to experience. I cannot wait to take what I have learned from ACE and apply it towards a career in the engineering field. Thank you.
So as we slowly move on to the next student, which is the 5th student receiving an award tonight, this is Jamie Zimmerman. One of the recommendation letters described how Jamie had this amazing idea to base a building design to reflect an atom, which you all saw earlier in one of the team presentations. Those that know Jamie describe her as a leader, an innovative problem solver, and a self-starter. And oh yes, she's an amazingly accomplished swimmer. We are honored to present Jamie with a $5,000 award from the Structural Engineers Foundation of Washington.
Hi, my name is Jamie Zimmerman. I was born and raised in the Bellevue area, and I'm graduating from Newport High School, and I will be attending Cal Poly SLO in the fall to study architectural engineering. I'm so thankful for ACE and all the mentors and coordinators, everyone who has helped put it on, because ACE has just been an invaluable experience for me, and I've learned so much. And getting industry exposure so early on has been absolutely fantastic, and I can express my gratitude to everyone who has made it possible, and I'm so grateful and honored to receive this scholarship.
And there we are. There he is. There's Kai Smith. He's our 6th student. Perfect. He's graduating from Inglemoor High School. His teachers and mentors describe him as a quiet leader, an insightful scholar with a growth mindset. His essay was wonderfully reflective about how ACE and its mentors give back to the community. He's receiving a $5,000 award from the American Council of Engineering Companies of Washington, and he plans to study mechanical engineering this fall.
Hello, my name is Kai Smith, and I was a part of the Wednesday Eastside team this year, and a part of the Tuesday Eastside team last year. I'd like to thank ACE for giving me a place to explore the many disciplines of construction, the ACE sponsors for enabling this program to operate at no cost to students, and to the mentors for donating their time to pass on some of their experience and expertise onto all of us. ACE is an incredible program, and I'm very thankful. Thank you.
Our 7th student is Miles Rankin from the Seattle Academy of Arts and Sciences. It's really hard to summarize and to start when describing all that Miles has been involved in while still excelling at school. But one clear thing that stood out, though, is his advocacy for social justice and equity, and how civil engineering and architecture are paths to bring about meaningful change, and how he can mentor underrepresented youth in this future. After I had reviewed his application and found him to be amazing, I learned that Miles's great-grandfather is the one and only Jesse Owens, who we all have heard of. So it's no wonder that Miles stood out. He is receiving a $2,500 Skanska Award and a $2,500 ACE Award for a total of a $5,000 award tonight. And I think he plans to study civil engineering this fall.
I'm deeply honored to have been selected for an ACE scholarship. Before I started with ACE, I knew I wanted to be a civil engineer. But ACE has elevated my interest and made me feel more connected to this work. Before ACE, I had never had a proper introduction to all different kinds of engineering practices. ACE has connected me with others who share my passions and interests. It's given me opportunities to experiment with engineering designs and projects in concrete ways. For me, ACE has confirmed that I'm heading in the right direction by pursuing an engineering degree in college. It is not an understatement to say that ACE has influenced my life in positive ways. My ACE mentors have been very generous with their time and energy. They've been patient with us as students. They've encouraged us to explore and to build community and connection with each other, which, especially in the context of a remote and online world, is really important to me. ACE has not only confirmed that I want to pursue engineering in college and as a profession, but has also shown me the importance of creating communities with other like-minded people. I'm committed to pursuing socially just engineering projects, but ACE has inspired me to think of other ways I can give back. My amazing ACE mentors essentially teach us all the ACE professions and support us in designing our own projects. As a college student and an engineer, I hope to find an ACE-type program where I can mentor underrepresented youth. By finding my niche at the intersection of social justice and engineering, I hope to do my part to inspire more youth of color to become engineers. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to go ahead and launch into our next award-winning student, and that is Perrin Myerson from Ballard High School. He's our 8th student tonight. He's been with ACE for 3 years. One of the many things that resonated with the committee, there he is, was that he volunteered for 2.5 years with Team Crisis Connections, which is a resource for those in crisis. And the impact cannot be understated of what this organization does. Thank you, Perrin, for this time. He is also very passionate about building modeling and was instrumental in leading his team to the 2nd runner-up in the Construction Industry Roundtable, or CERT, competition last year, where he really dove into the modeling aspect of the project. He will be studying engineering alongside computer modeling and looks forward to studying building simulations and stress analysis with these models. Perrin is receiving a $5,000 total award tonight, $2,500 from Stantec and $2,500 from ACE. He will study engineering and modeling at Duke University this fall, is what I've recently learned.
Hi, my name is Perrin Myerson, and I graduated Ballard High School. Next summer, or next fall, I will be attending Duke University, where I intend to major in, I think, electrical engineering, computer engineering, and then with a double major in CS, computer science. For me, I first started doing ACE when I was a sophomore, and I got admit it was pretty intriguing. I really enjoyed learning and all the cool experiences, and it was a fun and informative experience. But really where I learned what I wanted to do, like what I got a better sense of like where I wanted to go with my learning, was in my junior year where I worked on the model of the locks. I want to say thank you so much to all the mentors throughout my ACE experience, and thank you so much to Kyle for running everything, and especially to Tom for working on it. I think junior year I spent around 15-ish hours designing, just modeling the locks, everything to scale, to detail. So I think there were physics simulations and a locks renovation, and it was a huge and amazing chance to apply my learning, and I'm so thankful that I had so many amazing ACE mentors that were there to help teach me and educate me. The scholarship is an amazing opportunity and one that I appreciate so greatly, and I intend to keep doing a lot of the modeling, especially in the architecture and engineering areas, using computer software that I did in ACE in the future. Thank you.
So now we're moving on to our 9th student, and this is Pedro Cruz from Highline High School. He and his family moved here from Mexico about 10 years ago, is my understanding. This past 1.5 years of remote learning with complete reliance on technology sounds like it was a challenge for him. But his teachers and his mentors all commented on that Pedro was determined not to let that get in his way. He's receiving a $5,000 total award tonight, $2,500 from Gensler and $2,500 from ACE. And I think he plans to study interior architecture design this fall.
Hello everyone, my name is Pedro Cruz. I am from Highline High School in Des Moines, Washington. I want to start off by quickly saying that I'm honored to be receiving this scholarship from ACE mentorship program. Ever since moving from Mexico, I knew I wanted to get into the industry and realizing the importance construction had on people's lives, as it played a significant role in the development of many communities. I dreamed a lot about one day taking part in the process of making a building come to life. I took college courses to gain more knowledge about my intended career path, but I felt I wasn't learning as much as I wanted. While taking those college classes that same year, I joined ACE, which helped me learn more in depth about how different design and construction fields work together to plan, design, and develop a project. With the help of professionals and other students interested in the field, I felt like I could finally get an idea of what the industry is really like. I want to thank the ACE mentors, staff, and sponsors for helping me on my path to one day becoming a designer in the field. Thank you.
It's fun to learn new things that we hadn't learned in the applications. As you see, our 10th student, our next student is Sebastian, who is graduating from Stadium High School in Tacoma. He was involved in Stadium's engineering program, lived in Japan for a year, which sounds like it was very impactful in deciding to pursue engineering, and is described by many of his teachers as a phenomenal student. It sounds like he has also been pursuing an associate's degree in mechanical engineering while still in high school and while still excelling academically in high school. Sebastian is receiving a $5,000 total award tonight, $2,500 from Selling Construction and $2,500 from ACE. My understanding is he plans to study mechanical engineering this fall at the University of Washington in Tacoma.
Hello, my name is Sebastian Eguiguren, and I'd like to thank all the sponsors and mentors for the honor of receiving the scholarship. But more importantly, I'd like to thank ACE for the experience I had. I am a Running Start student enrolled in Tacoma Community College through Stadium High School, and I just graduated with my Associates of Science in Mechanical Engineering, as well as my high school diploma. As such, next year I'm going to be part of the mechanical engineering major at UW Tacoma. I first became interested in engineering before I moved to Tacoma in late 2019 when we were living in Tsukuba, Japan. And Tsukuba, Japan is known as Science City because it has the headquarters of the Japanese equivalent of NASA, JAXA, as well as various research institutions with lots of expat researchers there. I went to an international school when we were living in Japan, and as such, a lot of my classmates had expat parents. And through that, we were able to go to a lot of these research institutions for school field trips. And this is where I first became interested in engineering. However, these field trips can only teach you so much because they're just simple tours. So that is why I'm very thankful for ACE for letting me get some more hands-on day-to-day experience. Thank you very much.
Our next student is Zoe Aigner from Juanita High School, and she's our 11th recipient tonight. She had a very strong voice in her essays, which allowed us on the committee to quite clearly see she will no doubt lead a construction team in the future and that our industry will be in great hands. Zoe is receiving a $5,000 total award tonight, $2,500 from Mortensen and $2,500 from ACE. She plans to study construction management this fall.
Hi, I'm Zoe Aigner. First off, I want to thank everyone from ACE for this scholarship opportunity. I'm very grateful. ACE has taught me a lot over the past 2 years that I've participated. When I started, I thought I was going to go into architecture and become an architect. But ACE has made me find a love for construction in the process of building. I'm now going on to study construction management, and just ACE has this community to it that is so informative and so helpful. I know that I can count on my mentors in the future as well when I am done with college to find a future job or find an internship that I can participate in. ACE is very very helpful and for all of its students. And thank you so much for letting me participate and for putting me with such amazing mentors and such an amazing group.
And this is Braden Tarrago from Roosevelt High School, who has been with ACE for 3 years. His essay showed a deep respect for our industry. These are some of the words his teachers used to describe him: kind, respectful, filled with perseverance, virtue, intensity, leadership. He's also a quick study, standing in at the last minute for the structural person at his ACE presentation, even though he was not part of the structural team. Braden is receiving a $5,000 total award tonight, $2,500 from Turner Construction and $2,500 from ACE. My understanding is he plans to study architecture or engineering next year. Can't decide, but we know that he'll do really well in whichever he chooses to do.
Hi there, my name is Braden Tarrago and I'm from Roosevelt High School here in Seattle. I'd just like to start off by saying I'm very thankful and grateful to receive an ACE scholarship this year. I'm going to start off and just tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I grew up in Minnesota before I moved out here to Seattle in 2015. I joined ACE as a sophomore in high school, and for my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I've been fortunate enough to work with Miller Hall here in Seattle. It's been really great working with Miller Hall. I've had nothing but positive experiences. I've been able to work with some really great mentors and learn lots of things that I definitely would not have known otherwise without joining the ACE program. Specifically, I'd like to thank Casey Risky here. He's been a super great leader for me, has taught me a lot of things, and yeah, I've just had a really great ACE experience because of him, so I'd just like to thank him in particular. As for next year, I'm going to be attending the University of Washington here in Seattle to study both architecture and engineering. And to finish it off, I'd just like to say thank you again to the people who funded this ACE scholarship. I'm really thankful for it. It's going to make a huge difference in my education and hopefully allow me to study the things I want to and then get out into the real world where I can start putting my knowledge to use and hopefully make a real impact. So, thank you again.
Our next student is actually also from Roosevelt, and this is Skylar Lin. He's been with ACE for 3 years. One thing about Skylar is that he's a great photographer, a licensed drone pilot, and has actually had work already displayed at the Nordic Museum in Seattle. Skylar is receiving an $8,000 total award tonight, $2,500 from Callison RTKL, and $5,500 from ACE. He plans to study architecture in the fall, is my understanding.
Hi, my name is Skylar Lin, and I just graduated from Roosevelt High School. I played basketball for the school throughout my 4 years at Roosevelt, which has been a lot of fun, and I will be pursuing a career in architecture. I'd like to thank the sponsor of this scholarship, and I'm very grateful for their generosity and dedication to supporting the next generation of architects. Also, huge shout out to Casey Risk, my ACE mentor lead at Miller Hall for the past 3 years. Casey took me under his wing, and I wouldn't be here today without his guidance. ACE has been an incredible experience, and I look forward to coming back as a future mentor.
Our 14th student tonight is Noah Lindblom from Juanita High School. He wrote a very deeply reflective essay about the development around the Peter Kirk Park in his community and how the physical built environment impacts our own perceptions of our communities. Noah is receiving an $8,000 total scholarship award, $2,500 from OAC Services, and $5,500 from ACE. He plans to study civil engineering in the fall, and I hope maybe his video will tell us where he plans to go.
Hi, my name is Noah Lindblom. I just graduated from Juanita High School in the Lake Washington School District, and I'm heading off to Washington State University in August to study civil engineering. I'm very grateful to the ACE organization for honoring me with this scholarship. I've always been interested in building design, and before joining ACE, I thought I wanted to become an architect. But because of the experiences I've had with our mentors, I found out how much I enjoyed working on the structural and civil aspects of the design. I'm also very interested in learning more about sustainable engineering. I'm so thankful for my 2 years of experience with the ACE program It gave me such a practical understanding of how architecture, engineering, and construction management work together to create a successful project. I want to give a huge thank you to Adrian Ho at Freiheit Architecture and Mike Orloff at Reed Middleton for last year's project on the Seattle waterfront, and this year to Alan Jacobson at Jacobson Consulting Engineers and Ethel Viral at OAC Services for our Crossroads project. I learned so much from both of these projects, and especially this year, really learned how to work with a team and lead when necessary. Thank you.
All right, moving on to Aiden Murphy, who is our 15th recipient, also from Roosevelt High School. He was a volunteer for several international programs, participated in the Roosevelt Theater program, and was a big driver and leader within his ACE group. Aiden wrote a very astute essay about that history is not always taught from the whole perspective, but sometimes by a singular viewpoint. It was pretty amazing to read that. Aiden is receiving an $8,000 total award, $2,500 from LMN and $5,500 from ACE. We're told he plans to study architecture at Parsons School of Design in New York, which is the first person I have met or virtually met who will be going to the Parsons School of Design.
Hi, I'm Aiden Murphy. I just graduated from Roosevelt High School. I just want to say thank you so much to ACE for a great year and for the scholarship opportunity. I am very, very grateful. A little bit about me. I have been interested in architecture since, honestly, before I can remember. I have sketchbooks in my room that go back to 1st or 2nd grade when I would draw floor plans for my dream house or places I read about in books. I've been drawing floor plans and designing spaces ever since then, and my interest in architecture continues today. Thanks to ACE, I was able to envision that interest as a career path that I could pursue. That was probably one of the most important takeaways from ACE, was that, architecture could be a thing that I do in the future. Another thing that I found very valuable from ACE was being able to work very closely with professional architects. Being able to see what life was like as a working architect was very informative and hopeful in figuring out what I wanted to do for the future. I'm planning to study architecture at Parsons School of Design at the new school later this fall, and I'm very, very excited for that. Thank you again for the scholarship opportunity, which will enable me to complete my studies. I would also like to thank all of my mentors who have inspired me and taught me, as well as my family for supporting me in my interests. Thank you.
All right, moving on to Anna Huff. This is Anna, our 16th student, also from Roosevelt. She's been with ACE for 3 years and also sounds like she has volunteered in several national and international programs. She was instrumental in working with her ACE mentor to develop a new ACE at Home segment focusing on sustainability and design. And there are a lot of extra work went into that over and above the work she was already putting into her group. Anna is receiving an $8,000 total award, $5,000 from Hoffman Construction and $3,000 from ACE. I'm told she plans to study sustainable architecture at Scripps College and the rest of the Pomona system. And I can't wait to see how she comes back and brings that into our industry moving forward.
Hi, my name is Anna Huff, and I'm from Roosevelt High School here in Seattle. First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you for this incredible honor and opportunity to receive an ACE scholarship. I am really grateful for this continued support of my education. Next year, I'll be attending Scripps College down in Southern California and hopefully majoring in environmental analysis on their sustainability in the built environment track, as I care deeply about sustainability, but also I'm really interested in green design. And on that note, I want to say a huge thank you to Casey Risky and Kristen Dotson, 2 of my mentors that I've met through the ACE program that have supported me and helped me learn more about what green design looks like and some of those principles. Last summer, I got to work with them on a project to create more green design resources for fellow high school students. I think that's something that's really important, especially through a program like the ACE that shows us a glimpse of what design looks like. If we can exemplify what green design looks like in everywhere for high school students, for future architects, then I think that's a huge opportunity to build that value in students and future architects and designers or engineers. So I'm really grateful for ACE and all the opportunities and learning that I've gotten to do through it. So thank you.
Now we'll move on to Willem Reyes, who's coming to us from Ballard High School. He's our 17th student, so we are getting towards the end of our recipients. And he is the other student tonight who's been with ACE for all 4 years of high school. Again, a huge commitment. One thing that stood out about Will, and is also a testament to his mentor, is that Will was unsure if ACE was a good fit for him when he started during his freshman year, especially compared to those more experienced older students around him who had been with the program before and seemed to already know how to participate and how to contribute. His mentor listened to him, encouraged him to stay with ACE, and by all accounts, Will thrived as he continued forward. He ended up leading the CERT team, the Construction Industry Roundtable, the team that earned second runner-up that we mentioned earlier. Will is receiving an $8,000 total award tonight, $5,000 from Cornerstone General Contractors, and $3,000 from ACE. He plans to study engineering at Seattle University with an eye toward working in construction management. 4 years is a big accomplishment. Thank you. And thank you to the mentor who talked with him to keep him in the ACE program.
Hello, my name is Will Reyes, and I have lived in Seattle my whole life. I recently graduated Ballard High School, and come the fall, I will be enrolled at Oregon State University pursuing a degree in engineering. I have been participating in the ACE program for all 4 years of my high school career, and have had a lot of fun doing it. I've learned a lot about how the industries work, and I've discovered a passion for construction and engineering. It's been one of the things I look forward to the most as far as school activities go, and it's really done a lot to encourage me to go into the industry. But I definitely couldn't have done it alone. I would like to say a special thank you to a few of the mentors that I worked the closest with, Maya, John, and Kyle. Thank you so much. You've given me so much important insight to your careers, the industry, great advice, and you've really created a sense of community. Thank you for making my ACE experience so enjoyable. And in the future, I hope to come back to the ACE program, but instead of a student, I hope to be a mentor and do for others what this program has done for me. So, thank you.
Moving on to our next to last student, and this is Eleni from Sammamish High School. She and her family came to the United States from Ethiopia and had to learn and adjust, as you can imagine. She speaks 3 languages and will be the first in her family to graduate high school. Miller Hall chose for her to participate in their studio program for 2 years, which is another testament to her skills and abilities. Eleni is receiving a $10,000 scholarship tonight, $5,000 from Argus Mechanical Engineers, and $5,000 from ACE. Congratulations to Eleni. She plans to study mechanical engineering at Seattle Pacific University, is our understanding.
Hi everyone, my name is Eleni Gabriel from Sammamish High School. When I first came to America, I was very much excited into becoming an architect or engineer, and then I had the opportunity to be a part of the ACE program after my Miller Hall Open Studio. One of my favorite highlights from the ACE program is that all the students come from different backgrounds and have this unique ideas, and at the end of the day, we all come together into creating this unique building. All my mentors were very much supportive, and some I have known from the Miller Hall and then to ACE program. I would like to say thank you to our sponsors for making our dreams to come true, and thank you for helping our youth. Thank you.
Our last student tonight, but far from least, is Sophia Leota. She's from Inglemoor High School and again, our last and 19th scholarship recipient. Sophia has clearly made a difference within her high school by expanding clubs around sustainability and co-founding an agriculture education program that reaches out to disadvantaged youth. She volunteered at Team Link Crisis Hotline for all 4 years of her high school. And she's also involved in her city and her community through volunteer work. And this year got involved by advocating for environmental stewardship by leading a march for sustainable city infrastructure. Just leading the march, decided to do it and led it in response to a pavement project that was emitting toxic fumes. After additional advocating efforts by Sophia and many others, the City Council voted to take action is now actually taking steps to have asphalt pavement projects done in an environmentally conscious way. She's already looking forward to how she can give to our community by becoming an ACE mentor herself. And on top of all that, she was the one nominee from our Seattle affiliate competing against ACE students around the nation for an ACE CMIC scholarship. And we learned recently she was not only a winner, but she was one of 2 grand prize winners, receiving the highest scholarships awarded. I've said a lot about her, and I guess you can tell why we are presenting her last. We are very honored to give Sophia a $10,000 total award tonight, $5,000 from Magnuson Clementic Associates and $5,000 from ACE. Congratulations, Sophia. She plans to study civil engineering next year, and let's hope the video cues up because I'd love to hear from her.
I'll always remember how 3 years ago at my first ACE meeting, one of the mentors started talking about sustainable design. And that just completely changed my perspective on what career I could have as I moved into the future. And ACE as a whole just showed me about engineering and construction and architecture and really redefined my perspective of careers. So that's why I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has been a part of ACE, and especially anyone who has contributed to this scholarship. I want to express my gratitude for that because it makes a huge difference in my life, and it's taking me one step closer to achieving my goal of supporting Seattle in a way that makes our built environment and people's environments more sustainable. So next year I will be a freshman at the University of Washington in Seattle, and I will aim to carry all that I have learned in ACE with me as I enter college, and especially this scholarship has made a huge difference. It's lightened my financial burden and gives me the ability to spend time on academic clubs and research opportunities and really actively engage with my community. So thank you so much to everyone who has made this possible. Your generosity really inspires me to continue efforts to better our region as I enter college. And one day I hope to support people in achieving their dreams as you have helped me.
I'm really glad that video queued up. Thanks, Sophia. Congratulations to the class of 2021. You have made it through this year. If you had told me a year ago that we would all be in remote learning again, having a remote ACE program again, and that almost a year and a half would pass from when we all turned our daily lives upside down to work from home, I simply would not have believed it. And to be honest, I would not have liked you for telling me this news, that this is what we would all be going through. I would have been doubtful we could have made it through relatively unscathed, but we did, you students and your families and you the mentors. And to be sure, it was not without impact, some impact small and some really significant and some permanent. But here we are, here you are, and I and the others are grateful to have this program and this community in our lives. Unbelievably, this year we had a record number of donations and a record number of awards, like we said before. I'm humbled and I'm hopeful. Next year, as you heard, will be our 20th anniversary for ACE here in this Seattle and environs community. I hope to again say that we have a record amount of donations, a record amount of scholarship awards to give out, And more than anything, I hope to say that most groups met in person and remembered how it felt to have impromptu laughter and impromptu sketching on whatever drawing or surface is around you in the room. I hope to hear back from all of you award recipients and how you're doing in college and how you will continue to make our world a better place. I hope any of you who had some unexpected silver linings this past year, remember those as you move forward. Our final round of thank yous. Thank you to all of you on this call for staying with us through our technical difficulties and your patience. Thank you to the students for showing up each and every day to your schools, your activities, and your ACE groups. And thank you for contributing and for persevering through all of it. Thank you, parents, guardians, families, and extended families, and all who supported these students and each other. Thank you, mentors, all of you who are tech gurus or became unexpected IT wizards over the past year and a half. And of course, the OAC group who put on our event tonight. Have a great summer, everybody, and we'll see you next year in person to hand out the money. That's it for tonight, and we'll see you soon. Good night.